What's going on, guys? It's Colin here for Next Gen Tactics, and I wanted to put out a commentary to talk about a few things, and I actually made a few attempts to do this as a live commentary and failed miserably. So partway through the game, I would forget what I was talking about when I started to concentrate, or I would simply stop talking and just leave big gaps of silence, and then I did a bunch of other things, and in both cases I started raging at my teammates. So I am sitting with two gameplays that partway through I start raging at my team and getting off topic. So can't really post those here to Next Gen Tactics. They don't make any sense. But I did want to bring you guys some more PC gameplay, and I'm playing Conquest on Oasis, and we actually win this game, so that that was a nice change. I got on team after team after team that weren't really going for it, so I had some frustration leading up to this round, but fortunately I was able to, we hung in there for a win, and I actually spawned in and we were slightly ahead in the game, and we stayed dual cap for a while, but we managed to come back and get the job done. And I know you guys hate it when I spoil the endings, but I wanted to just get that out of the way, get the gameplay out of the way first so that I can talk about some other things. So the first thing that I wanted to talk about was Battlefield 3 and some new information that we have. It's not super new, but it's new enough. And what they have done is announced roughly the release date of Battlefield 3, and that will be November of 2011. Now, they haven't announced a specific date, and I would speculate that that is because they want to wait and see what Activision does with Modern Warfare 3. So whether they want to release before or after, how they're going to compete with that, I think that that's all kind of part of the strategy. So they are going to stay hush-hush on that for now. And what DICE doesn't like to do is give out information and then not live up to it. So like if you remember Bad Company 2, when the last map pack was released, they didn't give a release date till like the week before or a few days before, just because, you know, they didn't want to release information and then not be able to deliver. So that's kind of DICE's MO, which is cool. I'm okay with that. But if they narrow it down to November, then you can kind of sort of estimate as to what they're going to do, and they're going to try and compete with Modern Warfare 3. So that's cool. And you know I'm a fanboy, so you know I hope that Battlefield 3 absolutely kicks ass. And they have also put out some concept art, and I'll leave a link in the description of this video as to where you can go check it out, for some of the maps that they are recreating using the Frostbite 2 engine for the Back to Karkand expansion pack. And that expansion pack is going to be free for people who pre-order Battlefield 3. So they do have a good incentive program there, and I assume it'll kind of work a lot like Battlefield Bad Company 2 Vietnam did, which is awesome. And I thought that that was an awesome expansion for the money. So to get a free expansion pack for pre-ordering, I think that's a great strategy. And they've already stated that Battlefield 3 has been pre-ordered 7 times more than Bad Company 2. I think that was the figure. So that's it's pretty awesome. And man, I'm really hoping that it's big. And I know a lot of you are hoping that it's big as well. So check out that link. The concept art looks awesome as far as what they can do with Frostbite 2. And was also checking out an interview with Patrick Bach, who's the producer on the game. And he's talking about consoles and how they fit into the picture. Now, a lot of people are thinking about making the switch to PC gaming just for Battlefield 3. We've talked about that at length. You know, I obviously made the switch, and I'm going to talk about some of my struggles with that transition here shortly. But what they were saying was that in order to really put out a proper sequel to Battlefield 2, and to have it, you know, epic and yet still work within the confines of console hardware, they had to go back and basically rewrite the Frostbite engine starting from scratch, and I think they started doing that a few years ago. So Bad Company 2, I believe, is on Frostbite 1.5. Bad Company 1 was the initial Frostbite engine. And yeah, Battlefield 3 will be Frostbite 2, and that is a fairly substantial rewrite from what I understand. So they talked about the consoles and how, you know, they basically have to release this game for console as well as PC. It can't be a PC exclusive title. You can't put this amount of money and weight into a game if you're not going to sell it on all platforms, if you're going to make it an exclusive. So, you know, so I've actually heard some people make comments to the effect that, you know, Battlefield 3 shouldn't even be on the consoles, and I think that that's just retarded. So that's my opinion, and if you want this awesome epic game, then obviously they have to try and maximize their profits on the game and their sales, so clearly you're going to have to put it out for all platforms. A PC exclusive yeah, they're just not going to recover the funding that they would have if they released it on all of them. And I intend to get it on all of them. I'm going to buy it for PC, probably Xbox and PS3. And I know you guys are like, God, you're buying the game 3 times? And I know that's a little bit excessive, but I do like playing with subscribers on all different platforms, and I plan to continue that with Battlefield 3. Now, I will probably pick it up. I'll pre-order it online for PC, and I might try and pre-order it on console for for pickup somewhere locally. And I know that like Guns for Hire and Spider Bite have previously done like midnight release launch parties at a particular location for Call of Duty. So I'm wondering if maybe there's enough interest in and around Fredericton, New Brunswick to do something similar, and maybe meet at a pub or something beforehand, and that'll limit you guys to those that are of age, but then go get in line and wait for the game. So it would be hilarious if they actually released it the same night as Modern Warfare 3, so you actually have the competing factions at the lineup for the midnight release. So that would be interesting. And obviously, yeah, I don't know how it's going to play out. I assume that Infinity Ward has kind of stayed mum for a while so that they can build the late hype. You know, they can really turn it on in the last quarter mile, as opposed to DICE, who are trying to build the hype machine early, which is fine, because I mean obviously they're trailing in sales, so they gotta try and pick it up. Now, right there you saw did a nice little jump, bunny hop, 180, turned on the guy and shot him. And I wanted to finish this commentary off just by talking about some problems I had adjusting to PC. And you're watching the gameplay, you know that I'm by no means amazing at it at this point, but I'm doing quite a bit better, and I'm able to finally do some work, and I've made some changes. One change that I made was that I actually turned my sensitivity up substantially, like 400 DPI or something, because as I kept failing, what I was doing was turning it down and down and down, and I was getting less and less accurate, less consistent, and more frustrated. And what I found was my mouse hand, I was using way too much arm movement, and with turning the sensitivity up, I was able to just use more wrist. Put more wrist into it. And right here I fail on what could have been like a triple montage clip, but I got greedy going for dog tags, so I'm a dumbass. But what you gonna do? So now that I'm able to subtly use my wrist, and I'm saying that in a sultry voice because I know that those of you with dirty minds are going to go there anyway. It's a whole lot better. I'm way more consistent, and I feel like I'm in control. I'm confident. I can go into gunfights, and I don't win them all at all, but I'm doing a whole lot better than I was, and I'm having a lot more fun playing. Now, I attempted this, as I said, as a live commentary a few times, and it just didn't work out. So when I wind up on crappy teams, that'll frustrate me, but I'm not as mad at myself, and I'm getting better. And once I finally land on everything, I'll give you guys kind of like a setup of what I'm using for sensitivity. Right now it's at 1100 DPI, and I know that some of you will be playing on much higher than that are PC veterans, but that's kind of where I landed, and the game sensitivity is default. So I actually have a DPI switch on my mouse that I've been using to make adjustments, and I find that that's very helpful. So if you're looking for a gaming mouse, one thing you want to make sure is that you have a switch that can adjust your DPI on the fly. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this commentary. It's a lot better than the live commentaries I attempted, and what I will probably do is post those as outtakes on my channel, so come check it out, and check out that artwork. Link is in the description. Cheers, guys. We'll talk soon.
Thousands of movies and TV shows stream directly from your PS3, Xbox 360, Wii, or PC computer. Click on the link in the description of the video for your free 1-month trial membership, courtesy of Next Gen Tactics.